Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new. Thank you for taking time out of your day to check the video out. We have more PlayStation news, rumors, and leaks to go over and cover today, starting with a very significant change that's going to be occurring when it comes to PlayStation 4 games inside of PlayStation Plus. So yesterday, Sony announced the PlayStation Plus Essential Games lineup for February 2025, and we're looking at Payday 3, High on Life, and Pac-Man World Repack. But at the bottom of the official PlayStation blog, they say update on PS4 games for PlayStation Plus, as many of our players are currently playing on PS5 and have shifted toward redeeming and accessing PS5 titles from the monthly games and game catalog benefit. PlayStation Plus is also evolving with this trend and will focus on offering PS5 titles through the monthly games and game catalog benefit starting January 2026. As we shift to PS5, PS4 games will no longer be a key benefit and will only be occasionally offered for PlayStation Plus monthly games and game catalog starting January 2026. We may still provide titles that can be playable on both PS5 and PS4 consoles after this date. Please note, this won't affect the PS4 monthly games that you have already redeemed from PlayStation Plus. You will continue to have access to games you've already redeemed as long as you remain a member. For game catalog, PS4 games will be available to play until it leaves the catalog as part of our monthly refresh. We'll continue to evolve the experience on PlayStation Plus and optimize the benefits you receive, including exclusive discounts, online multiplayer access, online game save storage, and more. As we shift our focus to PS5, we look forward to adding new PS5 titles monthly for you to enjoy. So I would say this is a relatively significant change that Sony is planning on making to PlayStation Plus, but what's interesting is they're announcing this like a year in advance, so it's not something that's happening necessarily soon, but they are letting everybody know right now that starting January 2026, PS4 games will no longer be part of PlayStation Plus. And so, yeah, let me know how you guys feel about that. I'm not necessarily opposed to Sony kind of moving on from that and just kind of, you know, going all PlayStation 5. I think that actually kind of makes sense, but let me know your thoughts. Moving on to the next topic, we have another major change that Sony announced yesterday. This time, it has to do with their approach to PlayStation games on PC. They say starting with tomorrow's release of Marvel's Spider-Man 2 for PC, which actually released today, we're working to add more benefits to playing with an account for PlayStation Network. The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, which is coming April 3rd, 2025, in addition to God of War Ragnarok and Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered, will all soon be adding in-game content unlocks for PlayStation Network account users. An account for PlayStation Network will become optional for these titles on PC. Players who still opt to sign into a PlayStation Network account will also enjoy added benefits like trophies and friend management. Details on new benefits for players who opt in to sign in with an account for PlayStation Network are as follows, and so you'll see them up on screen here. And so, yeah, this seems to be the way that Sony is kind of pivoting when it comes to their approach to PC. People were very confused why Sony was being pretty much silent when it comes to Spider-Man 2 releasing on PC up until yesterday. And this was one of the major things that they announced alongside kind of doing that big marketing push for Spider-Man 2 on PC is now it's going to be completely optional to make a PlayStation Network account on PC. This is something that Sony has gotten a lot of pushback on from the PC community, and I think this is a good middle ground, right? They're making it optional, but also adding incentive to kind of encourage you, if you're planning on playing any of these games, to make a PlayStation Network account. So I think a lot of PC players who play PlayStation games or were planning on playing PlayStation games in the future are actually very happy about this news. And so, yeah, it's something that I think maybe is kind of caught some people by surprise, because this definitely seemed like one of those things that Sony was not going to change, right? Just going forward, it was going to be, you need to sign into a PlayStation Network account if you want to play any PlayStation games, including single-player games on PC. And that's really the big thing here. These are all single-player games. I assume when it comes to multiplayer games for PlayStation on PC, you're still going to have to make a PlayStation Network account and sign into it. But moving on to the final topic of the video, we actually have some interesting rumors regarding GTA 6. The first rumor comes from an insider on the Rockstar forums who goes by Tez2, and he's claiming that GTA Online and GTA 6 will be sold separately, and that GTA Online is actually going to launch at the same time, so you're not going to have to wait to play GTA Online. That's different from the way Rockstar has handled it previously. He says Rockstar and Take-Two already sell GTA Online and Red Dead Online separately, but 6 will be the first game where online is sold separately at the launch, while the story mode will be part of the full package that covers both. They will have to factor the online standalone price into the total cost, what portion of the base price will be the online's price, and what would be the story mode upgrade price for those who've bought the online standalone. Take-Two could benefit by pricing the online standalone lower, making it accessible for those who can't afford the $70 or $80 price. Eventually, those players will upgrade to access the story mode, so that's a win-win for them. This also opens an opportunity. Some players may be eager to access the story mode but can't afford the upgrade price as well. That's when they could slide in GTA Plus and offer Game Pass-like access. They'll net extra profits from the players who keep subscribing instead of saving for the upgrade. Another win-win for Take-Two. The win for us is if the online standalone is priced as low as it can be and factored into the total cost, the game could be sold at the standard $70 price instead of a higher price. So obviously he's revealing this information because there's a lot of conversation happening right now that GTA 6 is going to not actually be $70, which is the standard right now, and is going to be basically the first big AAA game that introduces a higher base price. And considering we're hearing that GTA Online is, going to ship with it, I mean, I could see them doing that maybe if you want to buy the regular version that comes with GTA Online as well, kind of bundled in. But yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how Take-Two Interactive decides to handle this. But the other report regarding GTA 6 actually has to do with how it could perform on the PS5. As reported by Games Radar, former Rockstar Games animator Mike York commented on what console players should expect in terms of performance, saying that the developer is likely going to go for a steady 30 frames per second, optimizing the game as much as possible to make sure it will never dip below the target. On PlayStation 5 Pro, using the PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution upscaler, the game could hit 60 FPS according to the former Rockstar developer, but 60 FPS should not be expected on base hardware at launch. From their experience, the former animator is sure Rockstar is going to squeeze as much performance from consoles as possible to make the game run at 30 FPS, and then later optimize for 60 FPS, as the higher frame rate is not as important as making the game amazing at 30. So I thought that this was worth mentioning because Mike York, he has firsthand experience working at Rockstar, and it's interesting that he mentions that he thinks they're going to be able to get 60 FPS on the PS5 Pro. This is something that I wonder if it's going to be widely reported, because we saw widespread reports from Digital Foundry, individuals who have not worked on a video game, as far as I'm aware, or at least not worked for Rockstar Games. They speculated that it will not run at 60 FPS on the Pro, but we have an actual developer here who worked on the game and worked at Rockstar, and they're saying that they think Rockstar is going to be able to get this game running at 60 FPS on the PS5 Pro. But he is saying when it comes to the base consoles, expect 30 FPS. So there you go. We're going to continue to cover GTA 6. It's going to be, easily the biggest game that launches this year, probably this generation, and it's going to be huge for PlayStation 5. And so there you go. That's the latest I have for you. But guys, do me a favor, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like it, subscribe to the channel if you're new, hit the bell notification icon, and feel free to share the video out on top of all that. But until next time, guys, take care.